Hey everyone. We have another couple hours to spare today where I don't have to actually like do client work, so we're just gonna be hanging out in the sketchbook. What's going on, man? Headed to the gym? Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna head to the gym after the stream. I was a little grouchy today though. Going to be your next entertainment for the next 2 hours. What you got going on at the gym today? So on stream today, it was like yesterday. We're just gonna hang out. I have client work that I can't stream. Um, it's been kind of a long morning, so we're just gonna hang out, probably sketch some people, figure out what to do from there. My default when I don't really have anything to draw is to just sketch people. What's everyone got going on? It's Saturday, right? Cardio exclusively for the next 3 months. Okay. Look, any exercise is good. Yeah, on top of fasting, I need to do a fucking 7 day fast or something. I've been getting a little not okay, we've been eating clean, but I have not been feeling great. Like no, I feel like how do I say? I've been feeling like physically great. I think I'm just in a bad mood today. So I'm just like, no, everything I'm doing is wrong. Oh, I did see the artwork for the new artwork for Marvel vs. Capcom, or yeah, the arcade release or whatever the re-release of stuff. I saw the artwork for it, like you mentioned. Good stuff. Just celebrated mids. What what'd you celebrate? Yeah, if that's the same, if it's the same artist, I still prefer the older look. Um, you know what it is? I'm not a fan of the way things are colored these days in general. It's just not my taste. They're not. It's not that it's bad. It's just I don't like gradients. You know what I mean? Like I don't like very gradual soft gradients. I like either I'm a fan of when something is just like a single color. But I know that's not what we have. Like that's not the world anymore. So I need to fucking get over it. But I think that's why I like his older stuff because his older stuff, I think they were watercolor. It used to just be like a solid skin tone. He used a lot of whites in there, and then it would just be like a cool color, like a blue or like a light lavender for the shadows, and that would be it. Like very minimalist, but it was really really pretty. We're talking about the early Marvel versus Capcom artwork. Yeah, and then there's that other thing where it's like I'm looking at his artwork from like 30 years ago. You know, he's a completely different human being now than his artwork. He could, like you can't. It'd be dumb if he was drawing the exact same style. You know what I mean? But for me, I think it's the for me, I think it's the coloring that gets it. Yeah. Gradients add a bit too much complexity in your eyes. Again, that's just all personal taste, right? I want to I wanted to go grab my graphite stuff. Yeah, let's do that shit. No, let's warm up a little bit with inks. But yeah, I'm glad that you're whatever it is that you're doing at the gym, whatever it is, cardio, who gives a shit? Like you doing something, you know what I mean? Like as long as you get in there. I got my wife on the stairs now when we go to the gym. The stairmaster because during her like her recovery, um when I finally got her back into the gym to do like more physical therapy stuff, physical training, we were just walking on the stair or excuse me, we were walking on the treadmill for a while, and then I got her to do a little bit of incline, and then eventually it just got to the point where I was like, this looks like way too easy for you, but you know, stitches and all things involved, I was like, it's not a good idea to run. I was like, what about those stairs? And she had never ever used like a stairmaster before, and now she's like obsessed with it. And real talk, when you go to a gym, if the majority of people who are on the stairs are female, because it feels a good ace. So anyway, long story short, I'm gonna get my badonkadonk bag. Yeah, we were the reason I decided to go because I like incline, versus the stairs. Well, I like both, but I usually will default to incline because when when that will translate more to doing like hill runs, which I like to do more so than steps, right? But steps are a little easier on the ankle joints, and hers swell up pretty bad. So I was just like, well, the steps are going to be a lot easier on the ankle joints than the incline. So that's honestly the reason why. I do. I like to default to the incline treadmill simply because of like my use of it, my use case of it. Not gonna lie though, I've had some puffy my ankles. My ankles have been like, and I have flat feet. So because you guys know I work at a standing desk. So one of the reasons, like last week we switched the stream setup. I have a smaller desk, this black one. Before we were working on that big brown desk that we've been using for years. The reason I switched over to this is because I stand at my computer desk when I do like emails and stuff, and I was standing here at my drawing desk, and my ankles were just fucking swollen. So my wife made me swap everything out. She's like, if you're gonna stand when you do all your emails and stuff, you have to at least sit. So when you're doing this, get that booty back. My you've seen like when people joke about like guys who skip leg day. I'm like the opposite. My legs are pretty good. Like they're pretty tanky, but I have a pretty flabby upper body. So I look like an upside down piece of broccoli. You look like a like a sausage. Well, it's because like I go in and out of like I go out of different like how you say interests when it comes to fitness. Like started off I had a huge interest in bodybuilding and then powerlifting, and then I got into more like calisthenic stuff, and it's just kind of like every no matter what it is I change my interest to, I am always like taxing my legs. Um but man, sometimes I leave my upper body. I can go like sometimes I'll go like 3 weeks without like other than doing like pull ups or monkey bar stuff. Sometimes I can go like 3 weeks, a month without ever. isolating an upper body muscle like ever. Actually, when you have your arms up like this, it see that should that would that would compress your trap. Happy Saturday, everybody. We're just hanging out in the sketchbook today. Don't really have that much going on. Well, I mean, I actually do have client work, but yeah, just don't feel like doing it right. So I guess that's what it ultimately comes down to, right? I could sit here all day and be like, "Whoa, I need to get my stream on. I need to get some hours in right onto Twitch." That's ultimately I just don't want to work on those fucking client pieces right now. So the question is, did anatomy like this just come to you naturally, or did you draw? But no, you gotta study and draw a bunch. So, for example, what we're doing right now, you see how I got like I'm just trying to take it easy this morning. You know, like I just wanted to stream a little bit, and I didn't really have like because I have client work, so I don't actually have things on my mind to draw right now. So my default is to just sketch people, or like when I'm traveling for conventions and I have my sketchbook with me, I'm always just drawing people. You know, and eventually it's like just like anything in life. Eventually, it becomes second nature. Like you don't need to watch a YouTube video when you tie your shoe, right? Because you've done it so many times. So there's certain, not everything, but there are certain certain subjects that I've become proficient at through just like hella repetition. Yeah, nothing like this would ever come naturally to anybody though, without some kind of practice, some kind of learning. Even now, I do have on my walls, like I have some space in front of my desk where I will print things out and just thumbtack them to the wall, depending on kind of like right now I have like one human body on the wall, one dead ass person. No, like I have the human body on the wall. I have some other like painting stuff because I'm getting into painting now. So despite how much practice I have, there's always some kind of, how do you say, like reference. Basically, if it's out of sight, out of mind, that's bad as an artist. So it's like if you practice one thing, you close that book that you're practicing and you put it away, that's bad. I don't like to keep my books far from me because I'm always worried I'm gonna fucking forget like everything. That's a little. Let's put the brush pens away for a little bit. So unorganized. Well, one thing that I've learned um is like one of the easiest ways that people design like armor and mech suits is they just base it on the human, like they'll take usually like the major muscle groups and then just like mechanize it. So you could take that same pose, right? And I mean other than like giving, like you're going to design armor for somebody. Generally it's just like mechanized parts of the major muscles. Oh, flesh mech. Oh, I thought you were talking about like the way they mechs are usually designed. We are talking about like actually gross. So Attack on Titan is a that's a mecha anime. Ultimately, it's what it is. Flesh mobile suits is basically all it is. I mean, is it that different from G Gundam? Other, I mean, Appreciate everyone for hanging out on this lazy Saturday. Shaking the camera. That cat. Yo, what's going on? Give me a second. The stream look okay on your end? It looks like it's lagging for me. I'm just gonna close some. Well, looks like the stream itself is good. My stream labs is acting up. Give me a second. Okay. Ah, pretty quiet though. When I'm talking, maybe it's just you. Maybe that's a little bit better. Gain was down a little bit. Also, I think I'm sometimes sitting really far versus like this. First world problem, but that's the one thing I actually don't really like about the microphone that I chose. It requires like a tremendous amount of gain. It sounds good, but I have to have that knob turned almost all the way up, or I gotta be like right here making out with it. Ooh, which clip studio did you go with? Just the base model? Hmm, that's weird. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with Clip Studio. It's very, very good program. So you know my age when I still refer to things as programs versus when I get younger people. Oh, oh, dude, what app did you draw this on? And in my head, I'm just like, and I know they're called applications. Just like how when older people talk about movies, they refer to them as pictures. So cheap now with the sale price is kind of worth it, even if you only use it a few times. It's been a while since I bought Clip, and I did buy it, unlike Photoshop, which I totally paid for as well. How much does Clip Studio go for now? I feel like I just looked at it, didn't I, the other day? Oh no, I don't think I saw the prices. I just saw that there were two different versions. Anyway, basically, if it's under $100, it's already worth it. 54 $20. Dude, that's hella good, dude. I'm pretty sure I paid more than that with mine back in the day. And I got it on like Black Friday. But yeah, anything under $100, dude. It's hella good, right? Ooh. But you know what? It's good that they have different versions that you can buy. Isn't that like they have different SKUs? Isn't that cool? You know, they're not just like here's clip, $500, take it or leave it. You know, that's how you get people to pirate your shit. They need to understand it's a buyer's market out there. I'm glad you pulled the trigger on that. I'm actually not very good with clip. Like I I'm not good with clip in regards to like knowing all of its functionality. Um, so I don't utilize mine to its fullest like potential because I'm not using a lot of the functions that came with it. You can subscribe in different models too. Okay, so they do still have the one time purchase available. Yeah, I gave them my money. You're at a point in your life where you don't yet have real expenses and a lot of money, a lot more money than you need. You just exist because you're saving a bit for when you will. That's very, very smart. It's a little scary how easy it is to just throw it away. Yeah. This it's crazy. I remember when I was in high school, um, I had a job when I was in high school. I was worked at a bounce house or like a party company, and we used to drive around on weekends and do inflatable bounce houses to these rich kids. That's what the whole business was. And I remember like I had some friends who would always like want to go out because the high school we were at was like always it was across the street from like a lot of restaurants. And I had this feeling which obviously is stuck with me to this day. To this day. Um Sitting there like, man, this plate took me like 4 hours of work. you know? Especially when you can buy virtually any type of item. Typing in a card for 30. Oh, dude, it's yeah. The whole thing the strategy again, tinfoil hat, but like or hippie shit. Like the strategy is to disconnect you from money as humanly possible. And you know what? I do it too at cons. I do it at cons all the time. It's just like handing over cash sucks. Handing over physical cash sucks. You like you wouldn't buy shit ever if you had to one carry cash and then every time you went to pay for anything you had to whip it out and like hand him. That shit sucks. You know, like it doesn't feel good to do that. But on Amazon, it's like out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. Yeah, very very wary of that. Also, I do it at conventions to people, so that's whatever. That's how. Well, why do you think they put the Why do you think they worked so hard to get virtual virtual wallets going? So now you don't even need a credit card. Now you just get your phone, just walk up to a register. You got your phone in your hand all day anyway. Just boop, you know what I mean? And again, not talking shit. I do that to people at cons. Um, do you take? Yes, I take everything. Cash card, Apple Pay, Venmo. It's whatever. It's easy. Just tap that little square right there. You're good. Are you planning to pay for the entire school out of pocket? And again, if this is getting too personal, you just let me know. You gonna pay for the whole thing out of pocket, or are you gonna go for like a student loan going into it? Because when I went to my technical school, I took a student loan. And if you guys have been following me for a while, but I think it was like back in 2018, I had a actually recorded paying off my student loans. And I remember the next day, honestly, real talk, like it was relieving to have it gone, but I felt overall I felt the same. I was like whatever. I remember one of my instructors at the technical school I was at. He was like a professional student. Like he was teaching at the school, but he was like in his mid 40s, maybe late 40s, but he said he always stayed enrolled at the local city college so that he didn't ever have to pay his student loans back because it would be like as long as you were an active student, they would just extend the like the grace period before you because you don't have to pay student loans if you're still a student. So he would I'm not saying to do this, I'm saying that's what he did. Jen, what's going on in the YouTube chat? Love your sketches. Thank you. Yeah, today I have nothing going on. Just kind of taking it easy and hanging out in the sketchbook. Oh, we need to fill in this page. We'll do a full sweep of the sketchbook and fill in any empty spots later. Taking out cash and buying an item with it is the closest uh we can feel to a crime while not committing it. There's no record, no logged bank info, just handing paper to another human being. Yeah, that's why at conventions when people ask me if there's tax when they pay cash, I tell them no. Jen, what are you up to today? Appreciate you all hanging out on this fine, boring Saturday. For all my flat-footed people out there. So one of the schools is one where you don't get like a degree, but it's in Sweden where you live, so it's free. Fuck, it's free. The other one is in Italy. I won't be able to pay for it all if you go there. Parents said they'll pay for half. Awesome, awesome. They'll probably end up with like 20,000 student debt, which you're not hyped for. But I mean, you have the option to do one for free. What's the downside to that? Unless the one in Italy offers you something different. And again, I never went to art school, so I can't speak intelligently about that. Can't speak intelligently about a lot of things. But Oh, you know how on stream yesterday we had another artist in the YouTube chat, but they were thinking about thinking about a laptop that they needed to buy a new computer, a new laptop specifically for their work, so like Photoshop and all that. I found one. So if they log back in and join the chat, I know which one they need to get based on their criteria. I actually sat down and was just like, what kind of laptops we got for sale these days? So I looked around. And I was like, I got it. But yeah, so like what we were talking about, you were talking about like paying cash feels like a crime because they can't keep track of what you're doing. It's like it doesn't even have to be physical cash. If you're just using a debit card versus a credit card, that still stings way more. I actively do my best to not use any credit cards for anything because uh, I'm just I'm just scared that it's going. When I was first starting, I say the first 2-ish, 3-ish years of doing conventions, I was just loading up my credit cards because I needed to invest in flights and just like before you know it, if you're doing full time conventions here in the U.S., before you know it, you could be like 20K just in investing into like your travel expenses and all that stuff. So now I'm in a place where things are kind of evening out, like the cons are all paid for and all. So the business is going well. And I'm just like, I never, in the same way how I never want to go back into student loan debt, I never want to be swiping them motherfuckers ever again. You're gonna go to the closer one, the free one. It's shorter. We could technically do both. You might have to take out just a little bit of debt to do this one. Oh, see. Yeah, it's whatever works. So like if you don't go to the one in Italy and then you finish the other one, and let's say for whatever reason you're not necessarily happy with the outcome, would you have to just reapply to go to the other one anyway? Let's say you only did one and then you finished it and you're just like, oh, I'm not really, it didn't, whatever your goal is, let's say it didn't yield the result that your goal was, and you'll just need to apply, and then you could just go to that one again, go to that one anyway, right? The one in Italy. And you said you're young, so I don't really see the rush. Do the least expensive one that's closer and shorter. Uh, get that done with and see where you are from there before you take out like 20K. as somebody as somebody who has dealt with that, I'd recommend you avoid it if humanly possibly. Yeah, I mean, if you already got in now, imagine, how much better you're going to be later on. So if you can get in now, you should be able to get in again. Kind of like you don't have music, you can score the stream, or you can keep it on. That's I don't know. Like I think more streams should be like that. Mostly because sometimes when I don't really consume a lot of Twitch, but I do browse, especially when some of my friends are on. And if they don't have music that I like, I almost automatically just switch off. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say. So I was just like, oh my god, my taste in music is horrible. So I can only imagine what the torture I've put you guys through over the past few years. Anyway, I am not gonna have music in the background anymore. So just for that reason. Also, it makes things a lot safer in regards to any potential copyright issues. Jago, what's up? Do I know is asking, do I know Brawl Stars? If so, would you like to draw a picture of all the characters of this game one day? I have no Brawl Stars. I'm not sure what that is. But in general the answer is probably going to be nah because the I'm I'm not going to do too many more of those like collage drawings like every character drawings. It's because like I've been doing them for so long, and I just want to. They take so much time to do, and I'm just like, I've done them for so long, and I just, if I do them, they have to be very specific. And the thing is, I already know what the next couple of them are gonna be. I don't know what order I'm gonna do them in. Like, I know what the next one is gonna be. It's gonna be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's the next one. But then I know what the next like three are gonna be at this point. I don't know what order, and I don't know when I'm gonna do them. But um, yeah. All I know is next is Mighty Morphin, and that's probably going to be in December when I do that. Non toxic says, yeah, like the streamer can have music on for them, but like the viewer doesn't need to hear baked into. Yeah, they really don't. Actually, it almost seems like a better idea to not play music that way. Each individual person watching can have their own soundtrack. You could even listen to like a different podcast like while I'm, you know what I mean? So, it works out kind of for everybody when the streamer doesn't have music. And it's not like I'm still listening to music. I just have the I just have the desktop audio um checked off so you guys don't hear it. So I you can still jam to my stuff, you know? So yes. So I'm glad you brought that up. That's something I purposely chose because I was just like, one, too many copyright hits. Two, nobody likes my music. So I'm not gonna torture you guys. But three, I would like it that way, yeah. So Tagogo says it's like 82 characters. That's still too many. But then it's also that thing where it's like if I do a project, just to let everyone know, when I do a project like that where I draw everybody, it's not just the time I have to put into it. I also would want to make prints of it. So if I'm going to invest that kind of time into a fan art piece, I need to know that it's going to make me money. That's just straight up. That's what it comes down to. If I'm going to put like a month of work or more into a project, it's going to have to pay me back like quadruple times 100-fold. You know what I mean? 400-fold. I appreciate the recommendation though. I do still take recommendations because like what if you come up with like what if somebody recommends a collage of a property that never even crossed my mind, which I don't think at this point everything has crossed my mind, but like what if? So like I've had somebody ask me to do one of Pal World. I'm just like, are you well, you must be out. of your mind. No, bro, that would hella sell. I'm like, for like, yeah, for like 2 weeks, like 6 months ago. Every Genshin wife. Yeah, I've had a conversation about that one. The thing is, Genshin hasn't been around long enough for me to trust that it will pay off in the long term. There was a period of time, I think 2017, Overwatch ruled the world. Every person was playing Overwatch. Like everyone, right? It felt like it was just never going to end. Every game eventually will. It's just what does the life look like after the hotness? And Genshin hasn't proved that yet, so I'm not going to invest into that. Release it and then sell stickers that they can put onto it like microtransactions. Oh, I see. Um Tiago says, "Sorry for not understanding what you're saying. You're Brazilian. I'm in the middle." Oh, okay. Um, no. Basically, what I mean is, um, okay. So those drawings that I do that have like every character, they take a very very long time to draw. They take a lot of my time, which which costs me money, and then when the drawing is done, I I have to be able to make money off of it. So like I would have to go and spend money to get like prints, poster prints, copies of it made, and then I would have to take that somewhere to go sell, like an anime convention. And if I don't feel like that property is gonna pay back the money in regards to the effort, actual money investment I put into it, then I'm not gonna do it. So like somebody mentioned Genshin, and if I did a drawing of all the Genshin girls, it would probably do really well for a little bit in regards to sales, but then we don't know how long that's gonna last. So that's another, you know what I mean? So hope that makes sense. I'm responding to Tiago in the YouTube chat, by the way, if anyone's wondering what the hell I'm talking about. Uh, Simba says, if you had to cash grab any IP, which would it be? Cash grab any IP? I mean, I feel like I already did it. I did Pokemon. I did Dragon Ball. I mean, I guess like Malcolm's right. Smash Brothers would be one, but for reasons I've already explained, that wouldn't really work. Like the property is milkable, but that wouldn't really work. I've done one for Marvel versus Capcom. That was a great choice. I did Digimon. What would be another? What would be like another really good um thing to cash? I guess it would have to be like a cash grab if like I needed it now and I wasn't worried about how it would perform in the long run. I would again something like Genshin would be good. Um, yeah. So in regards to cash grab, as in like I would want to make it so it would sell really well now, and I'm not concerned about the future. I would just um what do you call it? Shit. Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade would do really well for the rest of 2024, and then we'll see. I don't know how it would perform after that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. It would do really well, at least for the rest of this year. A Stellar Blade drawing, or Stellar Blade print. Why not just rotate between IPs that you genuinely enjoy while creating things that people come back for? That's a good question. So the question was, why don't when I do fan art, why don't I rotate between IPs of things that I like and things that will sell? Um, like 95% of my fan art sales are at conventions, and a lot of the sales are based on like interaction. So there's like I have no traction online, so I can't just make something and then it sells hella well online because I have no reach. So when I'm in person and I'm talking to people about my art or the fan art that I'm selling, if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, they can see right through it, and then you won't make the sale. So I always have to do things that I'm at least somewhat into at the least. So I can't just pick some random shit. It has to be something that I like. Um, Also, uh, I've been doing it for so long. Like the process of doing the drawing is way harder when it's something that I don't like. So like for example, I'm a huge Digimon fan, and the latest piece that I did was Digimon, and that was just fun the entire way through. I got it done a lot faster. I I think like the drawing itself always turns out better too. Like the composition was great because I'm so familiar with the property and I was able to use my familiarity with it to make a better looking drawing. If I just pick something that I'm not familiar with, you know that drawing gonna look like shit. You know it's gonna be some bullshit. Like it's just it's just not gonna look like it'll look fine, I guess, but it's not gonna look like, you know. So, but it is that interaction. There's that like invisible thing, that interaction with the attendees that come to my table, where if I can talk about it, I'll make that sale. If I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, they ain't gonna buy it. So my strategy, and we've talked about this many times, when I'm choosing the properties, I have a couple of criteria. One, it has to be something that I enjoy, something that I'm decently knowledgeable about. That way I can, or very knowledgeable about. That way when the people come to me, I can actually talk to them about it, and they'll know I'm like a fan, and they'll buy it if we can nerd out about it. Um, it has to be something that has proven itself. So um, like I was talking earlier, Genshin is good now, but we don't know what's gonna be like in 5 years. Versus my Pokemon, my Dragon Ball, my Yu-Gi-Oh, my Digimon piece. I could take those I could like time travel to a convention 15 years in the future, take my exact prints that I have now, and it'll still be relevant. There's like a lot of little things that I've learned along the way in regards to how to invest my time and money into fan art because like it's not just like the time you put into it. It costs a lot of money to get the prints to these things produced. So got to be smart. Even done based on comic, or are you into any comics enough? No, I'm not. You know, I actually don't have a lot of interest in things in general. So if people are like, "Oh, you reading any new comics?" I'm like, "No, not really." I can't remember the last time I've read anything non-instructional. Can't remember the last time I read a fucking book that wasn't instructional. I don't remember the last time I fucking read a comic or a manga. Like, you know what? Like the last thing I did read was maybe the last set of Attack on Titan mangas as they were coming out because it was I was like, okay, well, it's almost over, so I may as well, right? Um, yeah. Have I done one based on a comic? Oh, like a fan art piece based on a comic? I think my Marvel versus Capcom thing is the only comic Western comic related piece, and even then, it doesn't. It's not. That's based on a video game that has characters based on comics. Anyway, so the next one is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Estimating around December time is when I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna finish this current convention season that I have, um, with the prints that I have now, and then once winter arrives, um, I'll go ahead and do the Power Rangers, and then probably immediately after that, the one at like the next one, which I'm not sure what it's gonna be, because I have a couple for sure selected. I don't know what order I'm gonna do them in. Oh, Ninja Turtles, yeah, that's true. But that one is based on Turtles in Time, so that's also based on a video game that happens to have comic book characters in it. I have considered Transformers, but it's just like where would I draw the line for that one? And of course, it would be just straight up Transformers Gen 1 all the way up to the Transformers the movie, you know, Unicron up to you know what I mean? Up to the original movie, Gen 1 or Generation 1 into the movie, and I was like, that'd be good. So if I did Transformers, it would be just that. And we've been streaming that long already? Good job, man. All right. Uh, non-toxic says gonna get snacks, then dive into Helldivers. All right, we'll have fun with your game. All right, so we have no name here in the YouTube chat says, I want to be able to draw like you. Can I give you some tips? Um, so like what do you when you say you want to be able to draw like this, are you talking about you is it like you want to get better at perspective? You want to be able to draw people? What would you rate your current like skill level or understanding of like drawing people right now? Like would you say you're pretty like you have a good understanding of it, or you say would you consider yourself like beginner level? Because the advice I would give is dependent on like where you are. That's why I'm asking. Because like if you already kind of know what you're doing, I'm not going to tell you to, do some simple shit because that you already know. You know what I mean? Like, but in general, the easiest way to improve your art is, and I've been saying this for years. It's not nothing new. Literally write down the things that you want to get better at, and make sure you identify the things that you suck at. Because we all suck at something that we want to, just identify those things, and then when you practice with intention, as in like if you write down, say you take a piece of paper and then you're writing down the things that you suck at and you just write anatomy, that ain't gonna help you. If you write down hands, feet, you know, uh arms, if you don't know the muscles in the arms, you know what I mean? Like something specific. The more specific the better, because there's a free tutorial or a book uh on any topic. So list off the things that you want to get better at slash suck at, and then just hammer away at those things, and then eventually you'll start sucking at less things. And eventually you'll just there you go. And in regards to being able to draw things like free-handed or without reference, um, that just comes down to repetition and practice. Like do you don't need to have a reference or sing a song every time you're tying your shoe, right? That's because you've tied your shoe God knows how many times. It's just that. There's nothing special about it. It's just that. It's repetition and practice, and repetition and practice. And what you practice is going to depend on what you want to get better at. That's honestly all there is to art. Not trying to oversimplify it, but when it comes let me rephrase it. When it comes to technical art, that's all there is to it. But if you're in the market, like depending on what you want to improve, if you're in the market for some books, I have some good recommendations for books that I really like, that I find helpful, that are well put together. Otherwise, YouTube kind of has everything for free. Well, I'm excited when we're done here. Oh, this leg looks like shit. He looks when man, when we're done with the stream, my wife and I are going to the gym. I'm like looking forward to that. I remember I was listening to a podcast um by Concept Cookie. Concept Cookie's not around anymore, so that's how dated this is. And he very good artist, but he was saying like he just had issues drawing ears for some fucking reason. He was just like I just couldn't do it, dude. I just couldn't learn it. So he was just like, yeah, so I drew like two what do you say, like he drew like 2,000 ears like nonstop, right? That's like all he did. Whoops. That hand is like not placed right. And he was just like, yeah. But when I was done, I could draw hands like I didn't have to think about it anymore. I like that strategy. That's what I do. If there's something I really, really suck at, I'll just sit there. You guys have seen it on stream. You guys remember the 14-hour feet stream? Because I was having trouble drawing feet, like, well. We did like a 14-hour stream where all I did was draw feet, and the chat was very feisty during that stream. But I've never really had issues with it since. Oh, shoes though. Fuck me. We're gonna have to have a hardcore study stream for shoes. I don't care how much time I put into shoes, I cannot get them right. There's something about scaling when it comes to shoes. Like, for example, I you guys know I can draw cars really well. I can draw a complete car, and if I try to draw a person in the car, like if I start with the car and then draw the person, I can't scale the person right. No matter what I do, no matter how many times I practice. But if I start with the person and then I construct the vehicle around them, it comes out right. Hey, dude, what's going on? It's been a long time. I hope you're doing well. Welcome everyone. We're just hanging out. We're just hanging out in the sketchbook today. I have a little bit of time off client work today, so we're just refreshing. Thank you for the raid. Oh, thank you for the follow. Yeah, everyone, happy well, it's Saturday for me. I don't know about everybody here, but we're just enjoying ourselves in the sketchbook today before I head out and do client work in a little bit. Uh just doing a little bit of refresher on some drawing people. I've been doing a lot of painting lately, so I haven't done too much technical work, and I'm worried about getting rusty. So double raid needs to collapse. All right, yeah. Thanks for coming through. It's been a minute. It's good to see you again. Good to hear from you again. Malcolm says just looks feels like he just got out the swimming pool. Oh, you drenched in sweat from your gym session. That's good, man. It means you made the most of your time at the gym. That's good stuff. I don't know, man. I'm kind of like if I don't feel like I want to throw up by the time I get out of the gym, it's just kind of like I feel like I didn't utilize my time well. Oh, thank you for the follow. I hope everyone's doing well. The very exciting studio refresher stream. Looks a little smushed. So just hide it. So we're gonna chill for like another 10 minutes or so, and then I gotta go to work. Then I have to actually do this client work that I've been procrastinating on for like a day and a half. Yeah, it's always good to get a bit of a refresher and warm up to start the day. What is everyone doing? People from the raid are pretty quiet, but you're hopping in the shower. All right, man. Thanks for coming through. I hope you had a good gym session. We'll tag out. You can go get some rest, and when I'm done here, I'm gonna go check. The wife should be awake now, so we'll probably head over to the gym and then do the client work. No, I'll get off the stream and do the client work after I do one more thing, and when I get back, no, you just gotta do one more thing after that, and then. All right. Well, if we have no speakers, no takers. Hope everyone has a really good day. Hope you all stay productive. This was fun. Now I'm gonna actually go be responsible. I'll see you guys tomorrow.